continuing my journey to be better every day. Continuing my journey to be better every day. One day.
I was a fresher. I was asked to make a speech. I felt really nervous and my mouth was dry. And what else? Can anybody remember your first day when you were making public speech? Can anybody remember? So that day I determined that I should be a better speaker by the day I'm leaving. So from that day onwards, I started speaking. I joined a few organizations in the university, and I started speaking whenever it's possible. I spoke, I continued to speak. And sometimes people might have laughed at me, but nothing would stop me. I kept on speaking. Some forums. Whenever I figured that there's something I can share, I just shared. I never thought if anybody would laugh at me. So by the time I was in my final year, I could gain a lot of confidence as well as a lot of popularity as a speaker in the university. So then, even I was invited for different forums, and I've been to different schools, different institutes, and I shared my thoughts and views about how I will improve. My dear Toastmasters, my deeds and everyone, I'm Lanka Pereira, making my first speech as Toastmaster. This is Team Club. I'm also from a very beautiful village, as most of you, and I'm also from that generation where we used rubber slippers to make tractors, and we haven't had the luxury of having new toys and like kids these days. And I had my primary education from the Rajya Vidyalaya Horana. Then after passing my scholarship exam, I had the golden opportunity of going for that. The place that changed my entire life, the college. And I'm graduated from the University of Sri Jawadinapura from the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce. And I'm also CIMA past finalist. Nothing of my life would have been possible if there wasn't my parents. They have been there, always with me, and they made me what I am today. And not only them, but also my brothers, two brothers, two amazing brothers who has been an inspiration to me every day, and I consider them as role models in my life. And also, I had great teachers, great friends, and mentors. In my school, in all my workplaces, and in my university, they have been always motivating me, and always had my back, and always kept on improving me. And before joining customs, I worked in 4 other different places. When I was when I was in my university, I had my own startup, and then I moved to Brandix, and then went to Nielsen as a researcher. Before joining customs, I've been working at People's Bank. So I'm today currently working in a place where anybody in this country is dreaming of working. And I'm truly honored and privileged to be surrounded by great individuals as well as leaders who who always try to get the best out of me every day, and who always try to make me a better person every day. And I'm not that kind of a tidy or an orderly person, but I always try to keep and protect three things in my life, which is integrity, respect, and empathy. And I guess I have come a long way. I have made many steps in my life, and I still have a long way to go. And I'm sure I'll do my best, and I'll do my bit at my best times to come to make this country and to make this whole place a better place for all of us and for the generations to come. And I hope you will have a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Wonderful speech. This is your first speech as a Toastmaster. So good stuff. The icebreaker is basically telling the audience who I am, how I was born, where I was born, and from there onwards to who I am today. And I think he achieved it. He told us he was born in this village that had not many luxuries, and he had his education at another college in Sri Jawaharlal, the university, and then he started his own business, Brandix, Nielsen, the People's Bank, Customs. Right? He said that's his life story. He was a teacher. He told about his principles or values in life, and he said he wanted to make this place, world a better place. He worked for that. So great job on that one. So now, if we try putting his speech into this, his hook, what did he do to grab the attention of the audience? He acted something out which we thought he was actually not sure of. Or, yeah, like I also literally thought he's going to really read out of that. So, that was done well. You had the attention of the audience, there was curiosity in the minds of the audience to see what is he going to do, is it prepared? Right? So, that was done right. And then if we go on to this part of look, where we look into his life, that was where he told us about his village, his education, and the places he worked at, and where he is now. That was also okay. So this is not critical evaluation, but just I'll tell you the good parts, and then we'll see how we can make this better. And then on the hook, you told us your values and what you want to do to make this world a better place for people who are living now and for the generations to come. Great. It's very relatable with the current situation of the country. It is very relatable to all of us to have such values and work towards it, and have some desire to make it a better place for the future generation especially. So great on this. Now, if you take it as basic speech, he's done it all. Great job on that. So now let's look at how we could have made this better. These, personally my opinion, but let's get some opinions from the audience as well. Right? Okay. So you gave this insight of how it was, like you acted it out. And you said, this is how I was when I did my first speech. And you asked us, do we remember the first day we gave a public speech? Yes, we do. So I think that we do not have to change, we keep it the way it is. But when it came to addressing the audience, I think it was a bit too later you addressed the audience. So that gave us a confusion and took away our attention and interaction with the speech as well. Right? Because you told us stories about you speaking at forums and sharing your ideas, regardless who brought up their opinions and laughed at you. You did not care about them, but you spoke what you had to speak. You told all that, and then only you addressed the audience. So now we are already in your speech, and then when you address the audience, the attention is taken off. Right? So just after doing the act, could have simply said Toastmaster or Toastmaster of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember the day that you first delivered your speech? That is more than enough to address the audience. More than enough, right? So always try to remember if you are to address the audience, say Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, yes, or something of that sort. Try to do it in the first minute itself as well. Within the first minute. Because after that the audience is already in your speech and they become this gossip girl that we want to hear you already. Right? So that's one part you can improve. And then the look, your story. Now, in my opinion, what I felt is you have three values, right? Which you told in the latter part. Integrity, respect and empathy. It would have been beautiful if you broke your now. Three stories is something we have in Toastmasters. We tell it to make it easy for you. We say make three stories or three situations in life so you can easily relate it to the audience. It doesn't necessarily have to be three, it can be one story, one long story as well, or two stories, or whatever it is. But with a purpose and right flow. If you could have incorporated those three values into your speech itself and given us incidents where you showcased those values of yours, respect, integrity and empathy in your life, and then finally told us these are the values in my life and these are what people should go forward with, they'll be better. This is your first speech, so great job on what you've done. But with the session I'm having, I'm telling you how to make speeches better. In my personal opinion, there could be different opinions as well. You could put in your thoughts into it as well, right? No harm, no offense, right? Take it the good. So, again, with that, now when you told us about your village, we only heard it was a village that it did not have many luxuries, but we didn't know what the village was, how beautiful the village was, right? So what was the village, if I may ask? Warren. Right. Okay. So, what would have been beautiful is if you could have described it, right? You know your village better than us, right? So if you can tell us about if there is a river flowing, if there are mountains or paddy fields, or if it was a city, just skyscrapers, right? Give us the imagery of where you were born, where you come from. I love the fact that you said we use rubber slippers to do tractors and all that, so that was good. But apart from that, a bit more explanation about your village would have taken us literally to there and imagined ourselves there. So that could have been the start just after your introduction. So basically, you start there with the act of yours, you address the audience, and then you say, this is where I was born, right? And then you describe it in a far village with the minimum of luxuries, where we use rubber slippers as tractors, which was filled with greenery, paddy fields, roads in the middle or something of that sort. Would have been great. And then about your school life and your university life. I schooled at, you said, that changed your life, it was Ananda College. That's about you said about it. But school is something we look back, we respect, we have millions of memories, and so that is one point. You can tell us a story which happened in school, or a small incident that changed your life as well, that you still remember, right? Now, if you ask me about my school life, I remember this very incident which I'm not going to tell, but this incident which was not a good incident, but that changed my life drastically. That changed me from this to this, right? So, when I'm to give a speech, I've already done a speech on that. So in that case, I tell this is the incident. I give the background story of the incident because that is what the people want to know. They want to know your gossip, they want to know your life, right? They want to know whether you had a girlfriend in school. That's exactly what they want to know, right? Don't you want to know your friends, whether they had girlfriends in school? Whether they had one or two? When they were going on with one, they had another. That's what you want to know as well, right? Like, that's human nature, there's nothing wrong in it. So So that is exactly what we need to tell the audience as well, right? If you could have brought some incident of that sort, not about a girlfriend, but something that hit your life hard, that would have been another story. Then about your university or even your startup. So that is, you are already entrepreneur, right? That's something you can be proud of. So tell that to the people. This is what I started, right? This is my own, this is what I started just after university or while at university, whichever it is. And give us what you started, what inspired you to start such thing, right? So give us those details. Those are 3 stories you could have used, in my opinion, which could have given us a better overlook here. And in the middle you could have added the parts of university and then you working at Brandex, Nielsen, People's Bank and now at Customs. Those things could have come as well. But if you could have used 3 main incidents just like that, with a vivid description, imagery and all that, and finally giving us those values, that would have been a shot out of the park, right? You've already done a great job, so this is, in my opinion, how to take it to another level, different level, right? Was that clear? Bit messy? I hope it was. So, those are certain things you can use when you build your speeches, you deliver your speeches, right? Apart from that, your hands, because you tend to clasp your hands, hold your hands like that, always try to keep them beside you, use it with a purpose, with open palm gestures, right? Then eye contact with the audience, try to maintain it with everyone. I'm not saying you did not do it, I'm getting it for the benefit of everyone, so they also know, right? So eye contact with the audience, because when we look at a person and try telling them, they know it and they respond as well, right? Right? So just like that, when we look at someone in the audience and we speak to them, they slightly tend to do that. So we also know they are listening to our speech, and they also know we are speaking right to them. Right? That makes it more interesting to the audience as well. And then your stage usage. They say traditionally we are told to break the stage into 3, one story there, one story there, one story there, your message here. You could do it that way, but I also say this is your stage when you walk into it. There's no one who will come up and say, do your story there, do your story here, do your story here. Use it as much as you want, but with a purpose, right? Move left, right, center, but wherever in the stage, but with a purpose. Every movement on stage needs to have a purpose, right? So these are few tips you can incorporate to make your speeches, to build your speeches, to speak to the hearts of the audience, to make a difference, at least in one life of a person who's in your audience, right? So that's a wrap. What I have for you. Any questions before I take on? Any questions? Right. Normally people don't have questions, but one question I had when I did the session there at Shaka last time was this girl asked, now I tell you, one thing I told you was to say personalized to it, right? Her question was, how, like, what if we don't want to say it at times, right? What if we feel vulnerable when we say this, or I feel break down on stage or something like that? So what I told her and the audience was also that it depends on how you relate it and how you tell it to the audience. Now, my speech about my father was a story that I've never told anyone. Yes, my friends, my very close friends and my family obviously did it. But then, not my Toastmasters, not the world didn't know about it, right? But then I took up the courage to put that into a speech. And when the speech came out, I realized that it was beautiful. I made the audience cry. I made it possible to relate it to them so much. It is now my favorite speech. Right? So just like that, there are some stories in our lives that we can change it in the way we say it, and it will be beautiful. Right? Each and every one of us beautiful in our own way. And we are who we are because of what we have come to know. Right? Not through it. So if we can put those stories together and inspire an audience, what happens? Okay? So that's my question and my answer as well. Because I have no questions from the audience. So that's about it. That's a wrap.